Welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. Find a position that feels comfortable. Allow your body to settle exactly as it is. There is nowhere to go, nothing to accomplish, nothing waiting of you beyond this moment. Take a deep, slow breath in and let it leave just a little slower. Again, breathing in calm, and then breathing out the day. Feel the surface beneath you, holding your weight without asking anything in return. Your shoulders begin to soften now. The muscles around your eyes grow quiet. With each breath, allow yourself to drift a little further from the noise, a little further from the day, and a little closer to rest. Tonight, you do not need to solve anything. For the next little while, your only job is to rest, and I will take it from here. Tonight, there is a path waiting for you. You find it just as the day begins to loosen its grip on the sky. The last warmth of sunlight lingers among the trees, while evening gathers gently between the branches overhead. Tall pines rise around you, their tops swaying high above where the first stars are already beginning to appear. The trail beneath your feet is soft, with fallen needles gathered over countless seasons, and the air carries that unmistakable scent that only exists in forests. Pine, earth, wood smoke somewhere ahead. The kind of air that makes your lungs feel grateful. The kind that makes your shoulders lower without asking permission first. For a moment, you simply stand there, breathing it in, the coolness of evening against your face, the softness of the trail beneath your feet, the distant hush of wind moving somewhere high among the branches. The forest does not seem surprised to find you here, as though perhaps it has been expecting you all along. You begin to walk, not quickly. There is nowhere to hurry toward here. The path curves gently between the trees, soft beneath your feet and easy to follow in the fading light. The breeze reaches you only after passing through the tops of the pines first. You hear it before you feel it. A quiet hush moving from tree to tree. Then cool air brushes against your face and moves on again into the forest beyond. For a moment, every tree seems to breathe together. The sound rises, falls, rises again. Somewhere nearby, water moves quietly over stone, hidden, unseen. A creek making its patient way through the darkness beneath the trees. You never find it. You never need to. It is simply enough to know it is there. The first star appears overhead, then another. Then somewhere ahead, you catch the unmistakable scent of wood smoke once again. Stronger now, closer. A few more steps, a few more breaths, and then you see it, a warm amber glow flickering softly between the trees. Not bright, not enough to disturb the growing night, just enough to say you're here. As you step into the clearing, you find that someone has already prepared everything for your arrival. A canvas-belled tent rests beneath the pines as though it has always belonged there. Its windows glow softly from within. Nearby, a small fire crackles and settles into itself, sending ribbons of warmth into cool evening air. A kettle waits patiently near the flames. 2 wooden chairs sit nearby, facing not the fire, but the sky, because whoever built this place understood something important. Some nights are meant for conversation. Some nights are meant for celebration. But some nights are simply meant for remembering how small you are beneath the stars and how comforting that can be. You lower yourself into one of the chairs and look upward. At first, there are only a handful, then 10, then 50, then more than you can possibly count. The sky does not rush this part. It never has. One by one, the stars arrive quietly overhead until the darkness itself seems to be shining. The kettle gives a soft whisper beside the fire. Steam curls upward into the night. You pour yourself a cup and wrap your hands around the warmth of it. The mug settles easily into your palms, comfortably, naturally, as though it belongs there. You lift it toward your face. The scent reaches you first, something herbal, something warm, something that feels as though forests and autumn evenings and campfires somehow found a way to become a single cup of tea. You take a sip. The warmth settles slowly into your chest. Above you, another star appears. Then another. You don't notice when counting becomes impossible. Only that at some point, the sky quietly fills while your attention is elsewhere. The stars continue arriving while you sit there beside the fire, patiently, without announcement. The tea has long since cooled in your hands. The mug is still warm against your palms. Steam drifts upward and disappears into the night. The fire that greeted you has softened now into a bed of glowing embers that pulse quietly in shades of amber and gold. Every now and then, a spark rises upward, carried into the darkness until it disappears among the stars above. For a moment, it becomes impossible to tell where the campfire ends and where the night sky begins. Somewhere deeper in the forest, an owl calls once, not lonely, not searching, simply reminding the world that it too is awake beneath the stars. You listen for another call. It never comes. Some sounds belong to the night, precisely because they do not repeat themselves. The trees surrounding the camp become darker now, branches becoming silhouettes, needles becoming shadows against shadows. You pull the blanket resting across your lap a little closer around your shoulders. The blanket carries the scent of cedar and wood smoke. Somewhere beyond the edge of the clearing, something moves quietly through the underbrush. Leaves shift softly. A branch gives way beneath careful feet. Then stillness returns. You never see what passed by, and somehow that feels exactly right. Not everything beautiful needs to introduce itself. The fire settles lower. The coals glow brighter. The night deepens around the clearing. And for a little while longer, you simply sit beneath the pines while the stars continue arriving overhead. Eventually, you notice the chill in the air has changed. Not colder exactly, only deeper. The kind of cool that belongs to hours well after sunset. The kind that arrives quietly enough that you only realize it has happened when you pull the blanket a little closer around your shoulders. The fire notices before you do. Its warmth feels richer now against the cool air gathering around the clearing. The contrast makes both feel larger somehow. Warmer, cooler, more alive. You stand slowly from the chair. The forest floor answers with the soft sound of pine needles beneath your feet. For a moment, you simply stand there, hands wrapped around the last warmth of your mug, face turned towards the stars, breathing air that feels as though it has traveled through 1,000 trees before finding you. The fire crackles softly behind you. The owl has fallen silent. The breeze still moves through the highest branches overhead. And for a moment, it feels as though the entire forest is exhaling. You step towards the tent. The rug outside the entrance is thick beneath your feet. The canvas glows softly from the light inside. Warm gold against deep blue night. You lift the flap and step inside. The world changes immediately. Outside belongs to open sky, to stars, to wind moving through branches. Inside belongs to warmth. Blankets are folded back, waiting for you. Pillows rest against the head of the bed. A lantern glows softly from a wooden crate beside you, filling the tent with amber light that seems to gather in the canvas overhead, like sunset, refusing to leave entirely. You sit on the edge of the bed for a moment. The blankets beneath your hands are soft and heavy, the kind that settle around you instead of simply covering you, the kind that seem to know exactly how tired a body can become. You slip beneath them slowly. Warmth meets you immediately. The mattress gives way beneath your shoulders. The pillow settles beneath your head. Not too soft, not too firm. The kind of comfort you stop noticing because it fits exactly the way it should. Outside, the fire continues its quiet work. You hear it differently from here. Softer now, more distant, as though the canvas walls have turned the crackling flames into whispers. The breeze reaches the tent a moment after it reaches the trees. First comes the sound overhead, branches shifting, needles whispering together. Then the canvas answers with its own soft movement, the entire tent breathing gently around you. You pull the blankets a little higher. The scent of pine follows you inside. Smoke from the fire lingers faintly in the canvas overhead. Cedar, earth, night air, the sense of the forest becoming the scent of sleep itself. Somewhere outside, the last of the tea waits beside the fire. The chairs continue facing the sky, and the stars continue arriving above the clearing. The camp continues exactly as it was, and somehow that feels comforting, as though this place will still be here tomorrow night, and the night after that, waiting patiently among the trees, ready whenever someone needs to remember what quiet feels like. The lantern beside the bed glows softly against the canvas walls, not bright enough to keep you awake, not dim enough to leave you in darkness, just enough light to turn the inside of the tent into its own small world. Amber across the blankets, amber across the wooden crate beside the bed, amber gathered in the folds of canvas overhead. Outside, the stars continue multiplying. You know this without looking. Somehow you can feel it happening. The sky quietly filling itself while you rest beneath it. The fire shifts outside, a soft crackle, then another, then stillness. The kind of stillness that is never really silence. Only smaller sounds stepping forward now that the larger ones have gone to sleep. The breeze moves through the pines. Needles whisper overhead. And somewhere far beyond the clearing, water continues its journey over stone. You cannot hear every part of it, only enough to know that water is there. Steady, patient, continuing whether anybody notices it or not. You pull the blankets a little closer. The warmth gathers around your shoulders, around your hands, around your feet. The kind of warmth that doesn't ask anything from you in return. The kind that simply exists to be climbed into. The pillow settles beneath your head a little more. The bed beneath you seems to remember your shape now, as though it has decided exactly where you belong and has no intention of letting you fall any farther. Outside, the trees continue their ancient conversation with the wind. Long, slow breaths moving through thousands upon thousands of pine needles, rising and falling, rising and falling. You listen for a while, then eventually, without deciding to, your breathing joins them. In, like the trees gathering the night air. Out, like the branches releasing it again. In, out. The forest breathes, and for a little while, so do you. The lantern grows softer. Or perhaps your eyes simply grow heavier. The line between the two becomes difficult to find. The fire outside has become more ember than flame now. The clearing beyond the canvas glows only faintly beneath the moon. The chairs still face the sky. The kettle still waits beside the fire. The stars still turn above them all. The camp asks nothing more of you tonight. You arrived. That was enough. For a while, you simply lie there listening. Canvas gently moving in the breeze. Branches shifting overhead. The occasional settling sound from the fire outside. The quiet creak of trees that have stood through storms you cannot imagine. Through winters, through summers, through countless nights exactly like this one. There is something comforting about sleeping among things older than your worries, older than your fears. The trees were here before those things arrived. The stars were here before those things arrived. And somehow, they make those things feel smaller. Not gone, just smaller. You reach over one final time and loosen the tent flap just enough to look outside. The fire has become a small circle of ruby-colored light. The clearing glows silver beneath the moon. The pines stand quietly at the edges of the camp. And above them all, an impossible number of stars. Enough stars to hold every worry you brought here. Enough stars to remind you how large the universe is and how safe this small corner of it can feel. You watch them for a little while longer. No counting. No searching for familiar shapes. Only light. Ancient light. Light that began its journey long before tonight and somehow found its way here. To this clearing, to these trees, to this small canvas tent beneath the pines. To you. Somewhere above the canvas roof, constellations continue journeys that began long before your worries ever existed. The stars know how to keep the sky. The trees know how to keep the forest. The creek knows how to find its way through darkness. The fire knows how to become embers. And the night knows how to become morning. And for these next few hours, sleep knows how to find you. You do not need to help it. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to hold yourself awake, waiting for the exact moment it arrives. The forest has already shown you how these things happen. Quietly, patiently, without forcing. Stars fill a sky this way. Evening becomes night this way. Pine needles gather on the forest floor this way. And sleep arrives this way too. Slowly enough that you almost miss the moment it happens. The canvas shifts softly overhead. The embers settle outside. The stars continue their endless turning above the clearing. Everything continuing exactly as it should. The world asking nothing more of night. Tomorrow has survived every night that came before this one. You do not need to stay awake protecting it. Tonight belongs to the pines, the stars, the fire, the quiet, and to rest. So allow the blankets to hold you. Allow the forest to keep watch for a while. Allow the stars to carry the sky above you. And allow yourself, finally, to sleep.